just in case someone wants to go back and watch it. All right, so the probability of an odd is 1/2. Probability of 3 is 1/6. The probability of it 3 and odd, we're going to go 1/2 times 1/6. So that's 1/12. So we're going to subtract 1/12 from it. So to get a common denominator on all these would be 12. So this one would be 6/12. This would be 2/12 minus 1/12. So 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. So I get 7/12 is the probability I roll a 3 or an odd. Pretty simple. I had to rinse my mask out, and I laid it over top of where I put my coffee for my coffee filter, and my mask totally smells like coffee right now. I'm like, woohoo! I guess there's worse scents that a mask could smell like, but all right, a card is drawn at random from a deck of 52 cards. Find the probability is either a club or a king. So club or king. Okay, so a club, those are 13 cards, and there are 4 kings. But I have to subtract the 1 king out of this one. So subtract that. So I have 13 out of 52 plus 4 out of 52 minus 1 out of 52, because the king of clubs is 1 card. So 13 plus 14 is 17. 17 minus 1 is 16. So I get 16 out of 52, which reduces to, let's see, 4 going to that, 4 going to that, 1, 13. So I have a 4 and 13 chance of pulling a club or a king out of the deck of cards. And again, this is here because you don't want to count this card twice. Okay. And then if you draw 1 card at random from a deck of 12 cards numbered 1 through 12, okay, so you have 12 cards. 11, 12. You have 12 cards. If you draw numbered 1 through 12, what is probably the card that you draw is divisible by 3? So divisible by 3 and even. Okay, so divisible by 3, these are the ones that are divisible by 3, right? These are even. So that's 2 out of 12. And the reason we're using that is we're dealing with the and. So we have a 1 in 6 probability that the card that we draw out of these 12 cards is divisible by 3 as well as even. So we don't have to take something away because it was an and. Seem okay? All right. We are going to start working with something called a tree diagram. Just have to find where the tree diagrams are at. Okay. So there we go. All right. So there's a famous problem that deals with a game show. And the game show is still on. It's now a regenerated game show. And it's a game show that's called Let's Make a Deal. I think Wayne Brady is the host now. Is that true? Have you seen the show? So basically how the show is, everyone's dressed up in goofy outfits in the audience. Now, there's somehow that they will figure out who the contestants should be from the audience. I don't know if it's based on the people having the wildest personality, wildest outfit, or a combination of both. I don't know. But once Wayne Brady gets over and says, oh, you're the goofiest, dressed up, happiest person we know. We have 3 curtains up on stage. Behind one of the curtains is a car. And between the other two curtains is, really nothing that you would want of value. Okay? So if you, so Wayne Brady and the guy from the 70s, if they were to say, hey, you need to choose curtain number 1, number 2, or number 3. And so let's say you pick curtain number 2. They don't open it yet. But what they do is they will open one of the losing things. So this opens and this has got a chicken. Something that, you don't want a chicken versus a car. Okay? So then the announcer will say, okay, would you like to switch doors? Okay? And the answer is yes, always. Yeah, it gives you a better chance of happening. Now, the hard thing is with 3 curtains, it's really hard to decipher the math. So let's go on a different thing. Let's say we had 1 million doors. Let's say we had 1 million doors. And they're all closed. And they say behind one of those doors is Chipotle for life. Okay, so you can get free Chipotle every day for the rest of your life. I can't say that's going to be a good diet for you. So you have 1 million doors. So let's say you pick, because you're all in high school, dude, we're picking door number 420. Okay? Still with me? So you have 1 million doors that you're looking at, which is an unbelievable amount of doors. And you chose from the 1 million doors, dude, 420. Okay? So they're going to keep this one closed for right now. And they're going to open up 999,998 doors are going to be open. Okay? Those are all losing doors. Okay? So, I know that high school kids' favorite number is this. You always giggle when the answer happens coming out. You go, hee, yay. But, so let's say the doors that are closed is the one that you selected, and door 655,218. So these are now both closed. Are you going to switch at that point? Yeah, that's real obvious to switch, right? So if I had 1 million doors, you picked one, and I open up all the doors except for yours and one other, should you switch? And the answer is always yes. Now, a lot of people really have a hard time with the let's make a deal. Let's go back to the 3 doors. They have a lot of problems with this because you have 1 winner and 2 losers. And you're going to go pick. Now, you don't know which one you're going to pick, but let's say you pick this one off the bat. You don't know you won yet. They open up one of the doors, switch. So the claim is your first guess, you would have a 1 in 3 chance of winning. Okay? Now, a big argument there is a lot of people think, okay, if you open one of the doors, then I have a 1 in 2 chance of winning, and that's better. Unfortunately, this is incorrect math. You actually have a 2 in 3 chance of winning. Okay? So what they claim happens is originally you had a 1/3 probability of gaining the right door. This closes. So if this was your first choice, this is the one you choose, you should switch the door because this becomes a 1/3 plus 1/3, which is a 2/3 probability. And again, that works better when you talk about the 1 million doors or 100 doors. So let's make it shorter so I don't have a bunch of numbers. So if you had 100 doors open, or 100 doors closed, and you pick one door and they have another door that's closed, you don't, one of those, all the others are open now. So 98 open. Basically, they state that the probability when these 98 doors open, go to the door that you did not choose. And it's really hard to decipher. So let's talk about a tree diagram, which kind of goes along with the same type of thing. Okay, so let's say we had, let's see, I have a good one here. All right, let's say we have 5 red, 4 blue, okay. As we talked about, we're starting something called tree diagrams. We talked about let's make a deal where you have 3 curtains. You pick one of the curtains. They open up one of the losing curtains. You should always switch curtains. Okay? And then we said if you have 1,000,000 curtains open, you pick one number. We said, hey, 420 is the funniest number in math, as far as high school students. So you pick 420 because that's the best one. They're going to open 998,000 curtains and say, do you want to switch to the other curtain? The answer is always yes. So, but they sit there and battle it all the time. And then now we're just talking about 4 red marbles, 4 blue marbles, and 3 green marbles. Okay? So what I want to do is, these are all marbles. These are in a bag. We can't see the bag. We're shaking up the bag. You reach in the bag. All the marbles are the same size. You can't look at what you're pulling out. You pull out a marble. It's either going to be red, green, or blue. Everyone still with me in this problem? Obviously, I have a better chance of pulling a red marble than a green or a blue because there happens to be more reds in the bag than any of the other colors. Agree? So let's make something called a tree diagram. And this is a great way to go through a lot of probability things. It's a visual. Yes, it is a little bit more tedious to do. So let's create our tree. So green, 3 plus 4, so there's 10 total. So the probability of pulling a green on your first is 3 out of 10. The probability you pull a blue marble is 4 out of 10. And the probability of pulling a red marble is 5 out of 10. Now, the order I've written these does not matter. Is there 12 marbles? There is 12. Oh, thank you. Jeez, Louise. I act like I'm teaching Algebra 1 again. So those should all be 12s. Sorry about that. Thank you. Okay. Now, let's say the game that we're going to play is 2 marbles of the same color. We're going to see, we want to see if we're going to have this game of chance. 2 marbles, we want to pull 2 red marbles out. Let's say the game will pay you $100 if you pull 2 red marbles out. In order to play the game, you have to pay $5. Let's say it's a fundraiser for some school. Okay, I don't know. It's just trying to grab stuff. So let's finish up the rest of the tree diagram. So this is our first choice. Now we're going to create branches for the second choice. So each one of these has another branch that comes off of it. Okay, so we have green. So this first branch is probability to pull the green and then another green. So this becomes 2 out of 11. If this is blue, staying consistent, there's still 4 marbles in there, but there's 11. And if this is red, this branch down here is going to become 5 out of 11. And then this one being green here. Let's change colors because I'm starting to lose my mind. So this is green. So we pull the blue. So there happens to be still be 3 greens in there out of the 11. This is our blue. Our blue, if we already pulled 1 blue, that means there is 3 blues left out of 11. And then this is our red branch. And that's going to be, that's not my music. But I like it. It's good music. I appreciate it. And then I'm going to bring this tree branch out a little further. So this one, again, is green. So if we pulled a red, that means all the greens are still sitting in there. So 3 out of 11. This is our blue. So that's going to be, all our blues are in there. If we pull the red, it's going to be 4 out of 11. And then this is our red, which is, if we pull the red, that means there happens to be 4 out of 11 chance to pull it. So what you want to do is you're going to multiply each branch together to figure out the probability. So the probability of you pulling a green and a green is going to be 6 out of 132, because 12 times 11 is 132. Pulling a green then a blue is going to be 12 out of 132. Pulling a green then a red is going to give you 15 out of 132. Pulling a blue and a blue is going to be 12 out of 132. 32. Pulling a, or that was a blue and a green. Pulling a blue and a blue will also be 12 out of 132. Pulling a blue, then a red is going to be 20 out of 132. Pulling a red and a green in that order is going to give you 15 out of 132. Pulling a red, then a blue is going to give you 20 out of 132. And then pulling a red and a red is going to be 20, because 4 times 5, out of 132. So, does this seem like a pretty good game of chance? You have to bet $5, pull 2 reds. You're not replacing them. You reach in, you can grab 2 marbles at once. You can grab one, pull it out, reach in, grab another one. You can't look. So, would you be willing to play a game to bet $5 to hopefully win 100? What do you think? I don't know. I mean, it seems like a good thing. So, let's take 20 out of 132. And that's going to reduce, I think 4 will go into all, so that's 5. 4 goes into that, 33 times. So I have a 5 in 33 chance this is going to take place. So let's go back to what we had talked about the other day. Let's talk about the odds of this happening. You're going to do the probability of yes over the probability of no. And that's going to give me our odds. So I have 5 out of 33 over 28 over, that's a 33, shoot. 28 over 33. So that means I have a 5 in 28 chance. My odds are 5 to 28, meaning if I bet $5 to win 28. So I'll tell you, my friends, this fundraiser, they're losing money. Because a fair game is bet 5 to win 28. You're betting 5 to win 100. Okay? So you're at that company function and they're going to raise money. Be at that table all day long. You're going to come out way on top. Because the correct odds are bet 5 to win 28. They're saying bet 5 to win 100. Give me a call, though, if you find it this game, because I'll come too. I'll bankroll it. We'll split the money.
Open a charity so you can evade taxes.
So the funny thing about this is I have seen these types of games as fundraisers take place. And, you know, not everyone's going to take the chance. They're going to look at it, oh, it's not good. But if you understand how this math works, you realize you would be able to make money. I mean, if they change the game to bet 5 to win 20, that means they're making money. They're putting the odds in their favor. Right now, the odds are in your favor to win money. So please, find that game. Okay, if you see anything in Vegas that's going that way, give me a call. I'll be on the first flight out. We'll be on a casino by the end of the day. And we will call it the No Mask Casino. Come to this place if you don't want to wear a mask. Okay. People are like, man, it's a COVID spreader. No COVID's coming out of here. I don't know if it's true or not. I have no idea. Silly stuff. So, does that make sense? Kind of fun. So I'm going to give you a couple problems to work on. How about I give you one problem? Put this in the book. All right, let's go here. Switch pages. Go here. Okay. Where are the problems? Okay. Uh, 4 blue, 5 white. Yeah, tell him that Stirrups Mortuary used to have him, we slab him. Oh, I could have kept him on the line. We'd have made up credit card numbers. We'd have had a great time.
Jesse sounded like he didn't even want to be on the phone.
Probability. What is the probability? Did I spell probability right? Oh, jeez. B-I-L-T-R. Is that right? Oh, good. Thank you. There you go. Can you do that for me? Get it done before we leave? You have very little to do. Okay. So let's do this. Let's freeze this. There we go. That'll work now. Stop.